Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a sweat-proof makeup tutorial. I'm going to show you a full face of makeup using products that I think are really great for the heat. The reason I'm sweating like a pig right now is because I'm at my dad's house. I don't know how well you can hear me because the waterfall is going off and he's asleep right now and I don't want to wake him up to disturb him, to tell him to turn off the waterfall. So I'm just gonna leave it, and honestly I find the noises of the waterfall to be really relaxing and very peaceful, so we're just gonna leave it. Hopefully it's not too bad, but I've been wanting to do this video for a really long time now, especially since I live in Miami and it is like 1,000,000 degrees right now. Let me check how hot it is outside. I am dying. It says it's only 91 degrees. Impossible. It feels like 110 at least. It's mainly because it's Miami and whenever there's humidity involved, everything just feels so much hotter and stickier. But anyway, I thought what better way to film a sweat-proof makeup tutorial than when I'm outside actually sweating. I actually don't recommend doing that. I recommend doing your makeup inside and then going out into the public. Even though it's sweat-proof, I'm afraid that it's just gonna melt in the process. So I'm gonna pick my hair up because holy balls is that. And I completely forgot to bring a little table to my dad's house. I brought all my equipment, my ring light, my camera, and then these two little lights next to me. I brought this chair, but I forgot to bring my table. So not only am I outside, which is already different for me, but I don't have a table and I'm just gonna have to use my mirror while I do my makeup. Okay, so I washed my hands inside before I came out here, and I'm just gonna take a wipe and just go over my face because I feel gross. Honestly, it's unbearable this time of year. Unbearable. So personally for me, I never use brow pomades or anything like that that's extra long lasting. I like to make my brows last longer with the gel that I use. So I always just use my regular Anastasia Brow Wiz. I already have my brows filled in, but my sweat did remove some of it. So I'm just refilling that in. And the only reason my sweat removed some of it is because I hadn't set it yet. I did my brows at my house before coming here. And I didn't set it because I wanted to show you the best eyebrow gel ever, which I've already shown you, but whatever. So I'm just retouching here. The Nudestix Eyebrow Stylus Pencil and Gel has the best eyebrow gel I have ever used. I really wish that they would just release the gel on its own. This is the best eyebrow gel ever. It gives you the feathery brow look, but it like cements your hairs in place. I don't know what's in this magic. Wow, I don't know if this video is a good idea. Woo! My thighs right now, real clammy. I am gonna apply a little bit of my Kiehls Ultra Facial Moisturizer, even though I am so dewy right now. I just want a little bit of this because oh my god, did I just get bit by a mosquito on my chin? Ow. I just need something on my skin for the makeup to stick to that's not sweat. Okay, so recently, whenever I've wanted my makeup to last a really long time, I have been reaching for the Dior Airflash Spray Foundation. It's water resistant, it's 12-hour wear, and I've been using this mainly because it's in the shade 301, which is my tan shade. This can take me through any day, and I have especially noticed that recently in this hot-ass Miami. I was wearing it the other day for like 10 hours under the sun, and it looked amazing by the end of the day, and I was sweating. So yes, this is a pricier foundation, but honestly, this is one that I really do think is worth the money because it looks great on the skin, it looks airbrushed, it looks thin, it doesn't look like foundation, it's not cakey, it lasts forever. And I recently tried out the new Dior Face and Body Foundation. I like this one a lot more. I even think that this one looks more natural on my skin, believe it or not. And that's supposed to be like a face and body foundation. I just think this is Dior's best foundation. Just gonna add another layer over my cheeks because I get really red when I'm hot. I promise you, if you do this makeup routine indoors and not while you're sweating like a pig outside, it will withstand hot, sweaty days, I promise. I was just trying to get creative for this video. For concealer, I'm going to take my Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. This concealer is great and it's only a few dollars. I find that it lasts all day on my skin. The only thing is that it smells like death, but if you can get past the scent, it really is amazing quality, especially for the price. And it doesn't slip around anywhere. The other concealer I will use a lot on hot days is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. Oh man, that one lasts a really good time through the heat as well. I'm gonna take a little bit of that on my forehead, a little bit on my nose, on my chin. So I am going to take some powder onto my entire face in a second, but directly underneath the eyes, I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me powder in Fair. This doesn't claim to be like super long wearing or sweat proof or anything. It leaves your skin very smooth and airbrushed, and I find it doesn't really break up throughout the day. Some powders will start to like separate on your skin throughout the day, and I feel like this doesn't do that. And then on the rest of my face, I'm going to take this powder and I'm going to lightly dab this on my skin. I recently tried this out and this is actually really effective. Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. I feel like this is great for sweaty days. Like I said, I tried it out the other day. I just don't like that it has like a tint to it. I wish it was translucent so that more skin tones can wear this, because if you're very, very, very fair, this will show up too dark on your skin. But I'll just take a little bit on a fluffy brush and I will lightly set my foundation. I'm going to be taking my Guerlain Terracotta bronzer. This is the Sun Tonic Waterproof and Long Lasting Bronzer. This is in the shade 03 Natural, and I really do feel like this is a long wearing bronzer. I don't know if it's waterproof, but this bronzer will stay on my skin the entire day. And I can't say that about all of my bronzers. So even though it is pricey, I do feel like it's worth the money. I'm so sorry about the lighting in this video, by the way. The sun is in and out, so I am so sorry. There is a little bit of glitter in this bronzer, and that would normally really turn me off, but you don't really see it when it's on the skin, and you more so just look like overall bronzy and glowy. I don't think any makeup in the world can stop the humidity that's in Miami. I'm getting so sweaty around my nose, which is weird because when I do this makeup indoors before coming out into the heat, it lasts forever. You just cannot do this makeup look while you're sweating. So for blush, honestly, I feel like it always changes. For me, a blush will last as long as my base, as long as my foundation does. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some blushes in my collection that are super long wearing, like the Tarte Amazonian Clay ones, but I wouldn't really consider those sweat proof or anything. They just last a long time on the skin. So honestly, it doesn't matter what blush I'm wearing. I find that this look lasts as long as it's gonna last no matter what blush I'm using. So I'm just gonna take the Loreal Paradise Enchanted blush in the shade Just Curious. I like to use more warm, orangey, peachy blushes, especially in the summertime. I'm going to go ahead and start on my eyes. I'm just going to do my lips and my highlight last. So when it comes to eyeshadows, I would say go with a really, really good primer. I know today I used a concealer as my primer, which is fine because I don't really get oily eyelids. But if you have oily eyelids, I would say go with like a pigment primer. NYX has a really, really good one. Or just go with a really long wearing sticky base. The P. Louise makeup base is amazing and I would so recommend it. Even if you have oily lids, I think it's phenomenal. But today I'm going to be using my two Colourpop palettes. I'm going to be dipping into both Dream Street and the Zodiac. I'm going to go into Dream Street and take the shade Magical, which is like the peachy, orangey, creamy color, creamsicle color. Oh, a little lizard just came up to hang out with us. All right. I'm going to take this color into my crease. I'm going to do a really simple eye look because for this video I was mainly focused on like my base product and I'm hot as knockers out here. So I'm really not trying to get too creative with my look since my thighs are literally dripping. I don't remember ever being this hot. I don't remember the last time I got a sweat stash. But I will tell you this, if I was wearing any other foundation, I would look even sweatier, believe it or not. Even though I have dry skin, you can't run away from humidity. Oh my god, I can't stop my sweating! How is this a sweat-proof makeup tutorial if you can't stop sweating? I'm gonna go into the Aries in my Zodiac palette, and I'm gonna wet this eyeshadow. Then I'm gonna dip a smaller, like skinnier fluffy brush in the Aries and just start to blend out that crease. I'm going to take a little bit of Potion in my Dream Street palette, lightly dust this color on the outer corners. I'm going to take the concealer I used earlier on the back of my hand And on a flat shader brush, I'm gonna apply a little bit of this in my inner corners here, like on the inner parts of my lid. And then I'm gonna take the Leo with my finger and go right on top of that. I don't think I've ever filmed more of a fail video in my life. I am literally filming a sweat-proof makeup tutorial while I'm sweating buckets. And it's not like I can just change my mind and go film inside because I don't live here. By the way, for those of you who don't know, this is the house I grew up in. My parents bought this house in 1989 and it's been with us ever since. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of potion on a pencil brush. Then I'm going to go back into Magical, which is that peachy shade we first used. Smoke this out. I'm going to take the Colourpop Mr. Bing eyeliner. I'm going to rub that color in so that my lower lash line can be nice and smoky. And some on the upper lashes as well. For my inner corners, I'm going to take the shade Magical in the Dream Street palette, and I'm also going to highlight my brow bone with Moony. Wow, Magical applies so nicely when you're sweaty. I'm just going to curl my lashes. These are the Tweezerman eyelash curlers. And believe it or not, I'm going to be taking a waterproof mascara. But this is the Lancôme Monsieur Big Mascara. I know, like in my last video, I was telling you guys I hate waterproof mascara, and I do, I really do. But this mascara is different. This is my favorite mascara, and their waterproof version is waterproof and amazing. And yeah, I mean, it's a little hard to take off, but it's Monsieur Big, so I make an exception. And I would definitely recommend a smudge-proof or a waterproof mascara if you ever want to go out into the heat or the humidity or anything like that, because regular mascara, honestly, a lot of the times will sweat right off. Alright, now that we're almost done, I just need to apply my highlights and my lip. For highlight, I'm going to take my Colourpop Fire highlighter, and on the small fluff brush from Colourpop, it looks so beautiful in person. It's just the lighting is so weird, so you can't really see all its beauty. This gives you the most beautiful golden glow. I'm obsessed. For lips, I'm going to take the Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in the shade 17C. These lip liners are insane. They will last through a hurricane. Seriously, seriously waterproof. Oh my gosh. If you need a lip liner that's really going to keep your lip product in place all day, look no further. And then, of course, can you take a wild guess as to what lip color I'm going to put on top of this? My Colourpop Ultra Satin Lip in Rêver. Okay guys, so that completes this video. This was my version of a sweat-proof makeup tutorial, and honestly, I wore this look the other day all day, and it lasted all day, but it wasn't this hot. Or it wasn't this humid the other day. It was this hot. It was actually hotter. It just wasn't as freaking humid. Like, honestly, if I was doing a regular get ready with me out here, it would have been way worse. Like, if I would have put on my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, it would have been on the floor by now. But anyway guys, that completes this video. I hope it was helpful or at least entertaining. If at least one person enjoyed this video, I did my job. I love you so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!